Oh, for whom the bell tolls. Oh, I think a ghost just peed on me.
I know. I don't like this.
I don't either. Let's get out of here.
Halloween movies scare me.
They scare me too. Welcome to Abby and Sean's Top 10
Halloween movies to watch in your
RV.
Oh.
Hey guys, thanks for coming back and watching us in yet another video installment here on our vlog series at RecPro.com. Now, today we're going to be bringing you our top 10 scariest videos that you and sometimes your family can watch with you. You have to make sure, always, look at the rating system of the movies before you watch them. Because if we tell you to watch something like, say, oh, I don't know, Poltergeist, and like my mom let us watch it when we were 10, yeah, nightmares. That's what you get. Nightmares and then what I end up as. So, you know, don't do that.
I'm here. Number 10 is Halloween, the original.
The original, not any of the other installments, you know, like 2 or 3.
Or 7. I didn't even know there was a 7, but apparently there is. Always want to watch the original. Released October 25th, 1978. This movie takes sibling rivalry to a new level.
Yes, and it is one that will scare the pants off me. It still holds up even today, many years later, but we're not going to do the math. Here's a little interesting tidbit, though, that you may not know. The budget wasn't that big on this original Halloween movie, and they were running out of money. And for the mask for Michael Myers, they needed to create, you know, something unique, but something cheap. So what they did was they actually went to a Halloween store and purchased William Shatner Star Trek masks and painted them white. And that's where we get the Halloween Michael Myers mask.
Did not know that at all.
Well, see, now you know.
Number 9 is one of my favorites, Poltergeist.
Ugh.
Ugh. This gives you the shivers.
It does. It still scares me, you know, and how dare they make Craig T. Nelson, the coach, a one-time stand-up comic, the bad guy.
That's true.
You know, but the point being, never build your house over a graveyard, kids. It never works out well. No. But this film was released in 1982 and has been scaring the pants off of people for years and years and years. And there's also a very cool trivia fact about this film. That is, Steven Spielberg actually wrote the screenplay.
Ooh.
Now, he had help doing it, but his hands were in the movie, so that's why it's so good.
They're here.
Number 8, we put in there specifically for the RV world.
Because that's where we're at.
That's right, and it's called Race with the Devil.
Not Shout at the Devil, not Dance with the
Race.
Devil, Race with the Devil. Now, Race with the Devil is one of the throwback grindhouse type movies, the old Screamer B movies from the 1970s. Now, this one stars Peter Fonda and a whole bunch of other people that you'll recognize, including Hot Lips Houlihan from MASH. And there's a couple, 2 couples that are traveling from South Texas up to Colorado, and they run into a satanic cult. Ooh.
Nothing ever good happens when you run into that.
And then the satanic cult chases them across the country, and their influence somehow is spread all throughout the region. And, you know, you have all the awesome tropes from the 70s, you know, cars rolling into a ditch and will explode into a ball of fire, you know, because that's what they do when they hit the ditch, especially if they're pintos.
It may not be a top, like, A-list movie, but it's worth a watch.
Definitely worth a watch.
Number 7 is the original Fright Night.
The original, not the one with Colin Farrell, where it was all weird and everything. No, this is the original with Chris Sarandon as Jerry Dandridge, and again, one of the penultimate 80s vampire flicks. And if you watched this when you were a kid, you know what it meant to be scared. Now, it was released in 1985, and it also had, and this is another little trivia fact, a very young Marcy from Married with Children.
Oh.
Yeah, she played the love interest in it.
Nice.
And she was whiny in that movie, too. Kind of irritating, but, you know. Yeah, but as much as we love Fright Night, it's definitely dwarfed by number 4 on this list.
Number 6 on the list is The Conjuring. Debuting in 2013, this movie recounts the tale of Ed and Lorraine Warren investigating a severe haunting in Rhode Island.
This movie is definitely not for the faint at heart because it actually recounts actual investigations that Ed and Lorraine Warren, who are real people, and Ed being, what was the trivia fact about Ed? He's the only person recognized by the Catholic Church as a dyed-in-the-wool demonologist, demon type guy.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's legit. So these movies, while taking some artistic license, definitely are talking about things that did happen in the real world.
I think this movie is great with like the scare tactics. You just feel uncomfortable when you watch it.
Makes you TT a little bit.
Yeah. It's a lot like number 5 on our list, which is Insidious.
Horrifying.
Yes. And has a few, doesn't it have a few connections?
Yes, Insidious is, 2010 saw the movie about a pair of parents trying to save their comatose son from diabolical demons. Now, this is the first in the series that Blumhouse started creating and put out, you know, since Insidious, all the different movies like The Nun, Conjuring, Conjuring 2, this whole Annabelle, all of those, and Annabelle the Reckoning, you know, where she fights Godzilla, whatever it was. So yeah, all of these movies sprouted from Insidious, and Insidious still stands alone as one of the scariest in the series. But it dwarfs in comparison, in my opinion, to number 4, The Lost Boys. Now, this movie took sexy and scary to the next level, and you mixed it with fangs and fear. This 80s flick was one of the highest rated vampire films ever made. 1987, in the years to follow when it came to vampire movies, would never be the same. And all movies, especially in the vampire genre, were measured against Lost Boys. Now, even though it had a few of the members of the Brat Pack involved in the films, it still was scary for adults as well, because it had all of the jump scares, it had all the psychological scares, and it had all the mythology with it, with a new, at the time, contemporary twist, and it definitely holds up today.
Number 3 on the list is Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, this is a fun family film, I think.
Yes.
Good for all ages.
Indeed.
And a classic, I
Indeed.
think. Don't let the title fool you, though. Jack the Pumpkin King is the perfect good guy who tries to steal Christmas, but only ends up stealing your family's hearts.
Now, what's lovely about this movie is, even though it has a lot of mirth and fun to it, it is dark, and there's dark music, and Tim Burton helmed this movie. So you know the music's going to be creepy, you know the story's going to be dark, but in the end, it's going to be fun. This is definitely one, if you have family with you that's under the age of 10, you can watch with them and enjoy time and time again during the Halloween season.
Number 2 on the list is again another classic, Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters is, again, one of the big 10 movies from the 1980s, hands down. It's a paranormal send-up with the original members of the Saturday Night Live cast. It has Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson. It is just a fantastic movie. It's a lot of fun, and wow,
Scary and funny.
it is scary and funny.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
All right, that leaves us for number 1, and I am going to step out of the way because this one is special. Special to Abby.
I was gonna say, I really wanted to say this one.
You know, this is all you.
Number 1 on the list of Halloween movies is Hocus Pocus. Oh, boo! Really?
Obviously, she's a fan.
Released July 16th, 1993, July being the perfect time to release a Halloween film, this movie pits a group of kids against a trio of witches, released on Halloween night. Hallow Eve's night. This is a great film. I mean, I watched this growing up, and I still watch this growing up.
You're still growing up. I think we all are. Yeah,
Bette Midler. You got Bette Midler, which is just awesome in this film.
Oh, look. Another glorious morning. Makes me sick.
And then you got Sarah Jessica Parker.
Come, little children, I'll take thee away.
But then the
other one,
the shorter one, she was in Sister Act.
Yes, and
She was awesome.
She's got the comedy part of it.
She does. Didn't she ride a vacuum? It's a great movie. I mean, it's good for the kids, but
Yes.
as adults, you can laugh, and it's fun watching, especially somebody like Bette Midler, who's a classy act, really jump into that role and
Yes.
make it her own with her like the faces.
Dear, that we must find the book, brew the potion, and suck the lives out of the children of Salem before sunrise. Otherwise, it's curtains.
So that's our top 10 list. Thanks so much for hanging out with us for the last 30 minutes talking about this. You can pick all kinds of Halloween movies to watch with your family, but again, just make sure you watch the ratings, and make sure you have a flashlight handy just in case the spookies come out. I'm Sean.
And I'm Abby. Wow.
I'm here to kill you. With laughter.
Oh.